Hey everyone, I've been seeing a lot of buzz lately about the SVS Ultra Evolution Pinnacle tower speakers, especially from folks who are serious about home audio. A lot of you have been asking whether these are worth the investment, so I decided to dig in and see what all the talk is about. If you want to check out the details on Amazon, the link is in the description below. Now, these aren't your average bookshelf speakers. These are tower speakers, and they're built to fill a room with sound that feels alive and natural. The first thing that stood out to me is the cabinet design. SVS went with a curved front baffle, which isn't just for looks, it actually helps reduce distortion by minimizing edge diffraction. That means the soundstage is wider and more open, so whether you're listening to music or watching a movie, the audio feels like it's coming from all around you, not just from the speakers themselves. Another standout feature is the diamond-coated aluminum dome tweeter. SVS uses a process called vapor deposition to coat the tweeter with a diamond-like layer, which makes it super lightweight and rigid. That translates to clearer, more detailed highs without any harshness. I tested this with some jazz records I love, and the cymbals and vocals had this effortless clarity that I don't usually hear from tower speakers at this price point. But the real magic happens in the bass department. These speakers pack quad 8-inch glass fiber woofers arranged in a force-balanced array. That means the drivers work together to produce deep, tight bass without overpowering the rest of the sound. I paired these with a smaller subwoofer just to see how they'd perform on their own, and even without extra bass support, they delivered punchy, accurate lows that filled my living room without rattling the windows. If you're someone who loves listening to bass-heavy music or watching action movies, these speakers will give you that satisfying rumble without the muddiness. The attention to detail inside the cabinet is also impressive. SVS uses separate, acoustically tuned internal chambers to reduce resonance and improve overall sound quality. It's the kind of thing you don't notice at first glance, but it makes a noticeable difference in how clean and natural the sound is. I've heard tower speakers where the bass can sound boomy or the mids get lost in the mix, but these speakers keep everything balanced and cohesive. One thing I really appreciate is how these speakers handle volume. A lot of tower speakers can start to sound strained when you crank them up, but the Ultra Evolutions maintain their composure even at higher volumes. I played some classic rock tracks at a pretty loud level, and the speakers stayed articulate and dynamic without distorting. That's a big deal if you like to host movie nights or parties where the audio needs to keep up with the energy in the room. Now, let's talk about placement. Tower speakers like these need a bit of space to really shine, so if you're working with a smaller room, you might need to experiment with positioning. I found that placing them about a foot away from the wall gave me the best balance of bass and clarity. If you're tight on space, you might need to adjust your setup or consider adding a subwoofer to fill in the lows. As for build quality, these speakers feel solid and well constructed. The black oak finish is sleek and matches well with most home decor, and the grills are magnetic, so they're easy to remove if you want to show off the drivers. The binding posts are gold-plated, which is a nice touch for ensuring a clean connection with your amplifier or receiver. So, what do I like and what could be better? On the plus side, the sound quality is exceptional for the price, especially if you're coming from smaller speakers. The bass is tight and controlled, and the highs are detailed without being harsh. The build quality is also top-notch, with a design that looks as good as it sounds. On the downside, these speakers are pretty large, so they're not ideal if you're short on space. They also require a decent amplifier to really shine, so if you're using a weaker receiver, you might not get the full experience. If you're in the market for a high-end tower speaker that delivers clarity, depth, and build quality, the SVS Ultra Evolution Pinnacles are definitely worth considering. They're not cheap, but they're built to last and designed to elevate your listening experience. If you want to check them out, the link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.